So I have a question for my fellow African Americans. Are you guys tired of fighting everybody's battles yet? Like, anytime something is going on, somebody else needs our help. And we, want to save everybody because of where some of our ancestors come from. And we want to rush to their aid. We want to feel empathy with them, but we don't even have our own community together. Like, think about this. When the whole civil rights movement and things of that nature came about, it was us. Like, that was our fight, and we made things shake with that to get the proper, treatment, to be treated fairly within this country. And I think the whole racism thing, I think that was a whole play anyways. I think racism is propaganda. Racism brings money. Racism brings rage out of people. And when people are angry, that keeps them at a certain frequency, and it also is a distraction from progressing. But anywho, we had a lot of magnificent people in history. We had the Harriet Tubmans, we had the Rosa Parks, we had the Martin Luther Kings that used their passion that made shit shake. And it's because, like, us black people, black Americans, we have a lot of passion. We get things done with our passion. Look at the amazing things that we're able to do with our passion. Our food, our styles of braiding, our diversity in wigs and in our natural hair. Our passion make things happen. And other groups basically use us. And they want to make us seem like we're so different, but at the same time, they want to make us feel like we're the same as them when it's, their turn, when they want something to get done. And I'm not even talking about white people in this, because there are white people that just don't give a damn. They just look at you as an American. And then there's white people that think like, I can really use these black Americans and get them on my cause to get things to happen for me that's going to benefit me. Like the whole DEI thing. I think the hippie. I really don't know too much about the hippie movement, but the whole George Floyd thing and the creation of Black Lives Matter, like, they just used a black woman as the forefront of that company or movement, whatever you want to call it. They just used the black woman as the forefront, but it was a white man that was running it. And what did that black woman do? What did these people do? They used that money and they created things for themselves. They created wealth for themselves. They did not give back to the black community, but us black people, black Americans, are going to defend that. Like, we're going to stand beside them even though they're doing it wrong, even though they did us wrong. Like, our community is supposed to be way developed. With all the money that was raised by Black Lives Matter, our community is supposed to be extremely developed, but it's not. Like, our people do not need to still be living in project housing. They could have used that money and built something better for these families and, like, created programs for these families, XYZ. Those things did not happen. But here we are, fast forward 2025. We have deportation that's going on. And we're not even looking at, the Asians that are also being deported. There are also Europeans. Well, it's probably not too many Europeans. I don't hear too much about that are being deported. We're just focusing on Mexicans. Okay, we're only focusing on Mexicans because, their skin complexion is closer to ours. So here we are again feeling empathy. Here we are again having, Hispanics saying that, oh, yeah, now I feel what black people have gone through in this country. Now we need you to get on board to help our cause because we've seen what you have done for your community and what your great black leaders have done. So we know that your passion can make things happen for us. Now they need our help. So now here we are again, jumping on ship to help somebody else with their cause when they need to have their own people. Not even trying to, like, create a divide, because that sounds like I'm creating a divide. But we made things happen in our community. with the help of just helping each other. How come other people can't do the same thing? And it's not just Mexicans, it's Haitians also, it's Africans also, XYZ. We want to help everybody outside of Black America. And these people, at the end of the day, are going to give us their ass to kiss. Like I'm seeing it online now, how Haitians are separating themselves. They don't want to be labeled as like a Black American. Africans, they damn sure don't want anything to do with us. They make it known that we need them. And that's just not the case, because if it wasn't for us and our Black American leaders, then they wouldn't even be able to come over to this country. Like, what are you talking about? And this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, everybody needs us. Everybody needs us. White America really don't. You know, white Americans, like, let's be real, they really don't need us. But, you know, we're Americans right along with them. So, you know, they really don't get too much involved with it. They don't have any issues. In my opinion, a lot of white Americans do not have issues with Black Americans. But it's other groups that have issues with Black Americans. And then when it comes time when they need help, they're calling on Black America for help. And what do? Put our cape on and we run to their aid, and we're out on the street protesting. We're getting online, you know, cussing people out. But what are you doing with your community? Our community needs to be more tight-knit than what it is. But we can't do that because we're distracted trying to help everybody else save their communities. Like, that just doesn't make any type of sense to me. And it shouldn't make any type of sense to you. Because if all Black Americans work together, we wouldn't have any projects. In my opinion, we will not have any ghettos, because we are working together to uplift our people. We're uplifting everybody else. The Hispanic community, they're way more tight-knit than we are. So why do they need our help now that they don't want to hold themselves accountable? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And it's more so the Hispanics that are going hard. You know, we'll see the Haitians going hard because they're getting deported too. But at the end of the day, like, y'all aren't Americans. Y'all, like, there's certain things that we have to do in America following the law. Why should you be excluded outside of that? Like, if we have to follow the law, what makes you better than anybody else, Black or white or Asian American, whatever? What makes you better than everybody else that you don't have to keep up with your paperwork? And I have my bird feathers flying in my face. Yeah, but what makes y'all better than us that y'all don't have to, you know, hold yourselves responsible? Like, when things go wrong in our lives, we have to hold ourselves responsible and, you know, progress from it and move on from it. But we can't go to their country and just, like, set up shop and, you know, think that shit is cool. They don't even really like us being there because we're driving up the price value over in their country. And also, when you go and visit other countries, they are charging you more. Like, they're beating your heads in on prices with things. They will pickpocket you in these other countries. But you think that just because you're an American, like, you're supposed to get some type of special treatment. No, to an extent you do, but they're going to assume that you have money, so they're not going to treat you like how they would treat your people. So how come when these people are in our country, they deserve a royal treatment also? It just doesn't work like that. People need to hold themselves accountable. People need to hold their communities accountable. And I assume, or I think that if more people started doing that, then we wouldn't have the need for people marching in the streets or this violence to occur. Like, it should just be simple, but I'm extremely logical thinking. It should just be simple, like, hey, why don't y'all just make sure you keep up with their work visas? Why don't y'all just go through the system, the whole thing that involves getting your approved American citizenship? It may be annoying, but you know, if you want to be in this country, you want to pay taxes and everything in this country, we need to know who you are. Like, and it's not just for, like, trying to be nosy. What if somebody gets hurt? What if somebody gets murdered? What if somebody needs, like, a major surgery? And we don't know who these people are. We don't know their criminal backgrounds either. Like, it's a lot of things that go into play, but you just see sympathy because their skin color is similar to our skin complexion. But at the end of the day, They are a completely different community. Yes, we should all get together as humans. Like, we should all be able to coexist as humans, but we are living in a country where everybody wants to come here for an opportunity. So everybody needs to play their part. You know, fair is fair. Wish that everything could just be hunky-dory and we don't have to pay taxes, and you know, we could still go off of this is stolen land, you know, that foolishness. But we are like 1,000 years in the future, and you know, we're still holding on to that ideology, and it just, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's never going to change. America is always going to be America. Yikes, my phone shut off. Well, more so, I ran out of storage. And this is why I need to get my stuff together, save up my money to buy the MacBook so I can properly record videos. And I was cooking way too much, in my opinion, in my last video. But yeah, that is my cue to wrap this up. But Black Americans, we need to get our act together. We need to get our stuff together. We cannot continue to run and save everybody when our situation at home is not taken care of. We need to build up our own community. How can we build up our own stuff when everybody else is chomping at the bits? They need our help. Like, in reality, everybody else needs our help. Everybody else needs us on board to help their cause. But we need to help our own cause with our own people. But you guys let me know what you think about my opinion on this whole topic down in the comments. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I hope I added some type of value to you guys, or awaken you, open your eyes to see a different point of view, because that is my goal. It's never to judge anybody, you know, because you're free to think however you want to think, but I just want to enlighten you all, to get you guys to see life, to see these situations from a more logical standpoint, coming from a place of love, coming from a place of somebody who doesn't want to use you all. All right? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.